Hey friends, it's me coming back live and direct from the Lost and Funny Farm. We're inside today and we are going to show the new setup of my inside grow room and show you what I'm growing right now, and then we'll talk about what's coming. So stick with me, hang out, and let's see. You ready? Let's go. Okay, so as you can see, the grow room has really changed. It's so much nicer in here. It's just me by myself in here, living my best life, sitting in this chair. It's rather comfy, exotic, wild zebra print chair. Me and my plants. So as you can see, this is the original spot where it all started. My storage shelf for my stuff and things. Look at y'all, I got plants hanging in the window, a big old potted plant, and this is the new shelf. And there's some terrariums up top. Hope you can see that. And yeah, we're getting the party started for 2026. So let me bring you over to the original greenhouse shelf, or the propagation station, I don't know what you want to call that, and show you what I have started in there so far, because I started some of this stuff in December. So by the time, I know you're saying it's rather early, but these are flowers, so this way they'll be nearly about to bloom by the time they go outside, by the time I plant my spring and summer garden. So I will have all my stuff planted out and with some beautiful color in the garden at the same time. So let's see. So over here we have coleus, and y'all, look how big these are. I started all these from seed, and that's a tray of 36. In the back we have snapdragons. Right here in the front, these are the caramel rudbeckia from Baker Creek, and this is the petunia dwarf mix. So this and that is the caramel rudbeckia. Back there, yeah, that's more coleus, more caramel rudbeckia. These are, ooh, sorry, my hand. Cuttings from one of my pothos. This is the bells of Ireland. So I planted like 6 of them. I got 3, so I just up-potted them a few days ago. Plus, I'm running out of space, so I had to get them out the way. And some sage. Here we have Petunia Cosmic Cherry. This is the Super Bellissima variety. Both of these are Petunia Peace. This is all Calendula Pink Surprise. And this is Calendula Strawberry Blonde. And oh, this whole thing is Calendula Strawberry Blonde. So that's Pink Surprise, and these are Strawberry Blonde. Here we have, this was a Cosmo I pulled out of my backyard, and I bought it in here, and it's just hanging on for dear life. That's a Petunia. This is a embarrassing little cabbage. This is Savoy Perfection cabbage. Another coleus. Look at the colors already. Snapdragon, crystal lobelia. Y'all see how pretty that is? How big it's getting? I planted these just to see, because I needed to know what the growth rate was going to be like. This is thyme, and this is a bulb. I don't know what it is, but I was like, I'm just going to let it grow. We're going to see what it do. Next shelf, we have our Aster Venery Bright Red, Aster Masimoto Blue, and the Geranium Border Mix. Y'all see the coloring coming up on those geranium already? I love them. So here, these are 40 trays. This is the mini bell pepper mix, this whole tray. And I put 2 seeds in each cell, so we're just gonna see what comes up. And then we're gonna thin them out. Well, we're actually gonna prick them out, because I don't really thin. Because I have a hard time getting rid of my seedlings. So I will prick them out and put them into their own separate cells so they can continue to grow on. This is the patio sweet pepper mix. This whole tray. So we got mini bell peppers and the mini sweet pepper mix, and these will go into my green stalks. Double flowered moss rose, more petunias, and my gomphrena. This is the gomphrena. Lord, I can't even see the tag. I think this is a strawberry. Oh, I'm lying. I can see it. This is the gomphrena. Oh, Snow White. This is the Snow White gomphrena. Let me move y'all so you can see better. So they're getting big. And you see it took a little damage because, y'all, first time ever, I had aphids in my tent. I almost lost my mind. So I had some neem oil and I put a little bit of insecticidal soap in it, shook it up, sprayed them, and I burnt my leaves on the gomphrena. So they look a little tough, but they still growing strong. They just look like they could do better. But trust me, they will do better. They just going through something right now. They just got a little, they sick. But the aphids are gone, so I think that's the most important part of all this, that the aphids have moved on, going to see glory, going to see the Lord, because this wasn't the place for them. I don't have no place in here for aphids. So anyway, back to the tent. So we have some of our super hot peppers, and as you see, I didn't get great germination. This is the death spiral, and this is the apocalypse scorpion. So these super hots I started on December 19th. Almost everything in here was started somewhere near the beginning or mid-December. So here we have nasturtium. This is the nasturtium majus, nasturtium bloody mary. Oh, sorry. And the nasturtium yeti. So the yetis are all yellow. The bloody mary is like a creamy reddy color. Reddy is not a word, okay? I mean, reddy is a word, but not the way I'm saying it. Like, maybe I should say reddish. Okay. And nasturtium majus is the one we see everywhere. That's just the jewel colors. Here we have the last of what's in this tray. Let me move this light out of the way. We have our Canterbury bells coming up, and they will soon get pricked out and put in their own cells. This golden Alexander is not coming up. I've got some, I'm moving this light all the way. Some Liatris blazing star, which is known as the gay feather. Got Echinacea white swan back there. So that's what's left in here. And right there where you see, this is the geranium border mix that you saw earlier. Oh, sorry. So it was just the last one left in there. They weren't ready to get pricked out when the rest of the stuff was. And this final shelf, all the way in the back, a ton of sage, some snapdragons there, and a caramel root back here. I just had one left over. I had to put it somewhere. More gomphrena. These are the strawberry fields gomphrena and the buddy purple. So, like I said, they took a little setback because you see the burn on them. That's the burn from the. I'm pretty sure it's from the insecticidal soap. Here we have the coleus. I'm sorry, the celosia. The giant Indian celosia. These are the ones that look like brains, and they'll be red. And then the atomic purple gomphrena and the globoso mix. So that's what's happening over here on this shelf. And honestly, y'all, I can't tell you how exciting it is when I come into this room and I see all this stuff growing. Especially, this is a whole shelf of just flowers. Well, I just moved these peppers here yesterday because I'm trying to make some space. So let's go over to the shelf behind me. This is the new one, and I'll show you the lighting setup too, because I got some better lights and I really, really like them. And come on, let's go see. Okay. So first of all, Bootstrap Farmer is the bomb. These pots, these seed trays are just really amazing. I got my seed trays from Greenstalk, and then all the Bootstrap Farmer ones, the 4 cells, the 6 cells, the 3-inch pots, and the 5-inch pots, and they are amazing. And as you'll see, I have the humidity domes and the 1020 trays. But let's start at the top here. So I started some herbs. This whole tray is amaranth, Love Lies Bleeding. We've got chives here, Roman chamomile and German chamomile, and spearmint and oregano. So I'm really excited about that. Then here we have, more coleus. Yeah, I really like coleus. Another double flower moss rose. Here's my butterfly milkweed. I started 6, only got 1, but you know, it is what it is. A calendula pink surprise. This is the amaranth dreadlocks, and this is my Cebu blue pothos that I propagated. Look at those leaves, absolutely beautiful. And then we have some roselle. I only planted 4 roselle. We grew 3 of them last year. They got really big, so I only put 4 seeds in, and we're only going to grow whatever comes out. Here's my lantana cutting that I saved from my lantana plant outside. This potted plant I just put together yesterday. I have rather large pothos and philodendrons growing, vining in different places around the house. So I took a bunch of cuttings, let them root out in a cup of water, and then I potted them up yesterday. Here we have spearmint and peppermint. Super excited about that. And I don't know if you all know about wet sticks. So these are the internodes. So when I took my cuttings, the node parts in the middle that didn't have any leaves but had a root on the bottom. So this one didn't sprout, so I'll show you. So the root is back here. So you just take it and you sit it in some wet potting mix. And what I do is, this is an old container. I close it, I wet the potting mix. There's no drainage in this, so I have to be careful about that. But I do need the humidity to stay. So I'll close this up and I let them sweat it out for a few days. And then what you'll see is, ooh, hold on, I'm tearing stuff up over here, girl. I need to go home. Oh wait, I am home. Ain't nowhere for me to go. Okay, so as you can see, these have started sprouting. See the little sprout there, little sprout there. This one's sprouting. Wait, it's at a weird angle, so you can't see. It's like kind of coming towards me. So this one didn't sprout, and this one didn't sprout. So I'll take those out and let the other 4 continue to grow on. But they're just sitting in some moist potting mix. And once they start, the lights are really bright. So once they start drying up a little, I just come in, pour just a little water on them, just to keep them moist around where they are. I don't wet all the soil. I wet all the soil initially, but like I said, now I just wet around the soil. I am also growing jicama, which is called the Mexican potato, and I hear it's really good. Rosemary, hey girl, she just got potted up yesterday. She was in a solo cup, and her root system was wild. Like, she was so dry all the time. And I know rosemary likes dry conditions, but this one was dry beyond belief. And I'm propagating some Christmas cactus. So let's see what's on the next shelf. So, hang on. Also, y'all, you need to know the temperature and the humidity in the room in which you're growing. It's important. Ooh, oh, my camera is doing what it want to do. All right, so here we have more double moss rose, and these are in the Bootstrap Farmer air pruning trays, the big 4-pack, the 4-cell. Super nice. It's really allowing these roots to go deep, and I planted them together. Like how you see this one, they're really individual plants, but I planted them together because I plan to put them in about a 12 or 15 inch pot. I got some 20 inch pots downstairs also, so these will go together and grow like a giant pot of flowers. Here we have Sweet Alyssum. So the way, this is just an old Taco Bell container that I put some holes in the bottom. It's had some nachos in it. Put some holes in the bottom, and I'm using the lid as my catch pan. Oh, my heat mats are not on. They were on when I was germinating my peppers. They're not on right now, but they're just still sitting here because In February it'll be time for tomatoes and all the rest of my warm season stuff, so I'm not moving this stuff out of the way. I just unplugged it. Anyway, this side is the Sweet Alyssum. Which one is this? This is the Royal Carpet, so this is purple, and this is the Carpet of Snow, so these will be white. Oh, before we get there, these are the rest of our super hot peppers. This is the Sugar Rush Peach. All those in the back, those 6 in the back, and then these 2 right here. These weren't getting good light, so those in the back start growing better. But I wasn't getting rid of those 2. They alive. They're going somewhere. So I put those in a pot together, a tiny pot together, to let them grow on. Here we have our Butter Crunch lettuce and our Giant Caesar lettuce. Again, they are sitting on a heat mat, but the heat mat is not on. Once your plants on the heat mat start to germinate, they know you have to get them off the heat mat, or what you're going to end up with is plants that are leggy or could result in damping off. Not dampening, damping off. And that is when basically the stem is starting to rot out at the soil level. So you don't want that. So once I saw my peppers germinate, once I saw I had about 3 or 4 seedlings coming up, I turned the heat mat off, and I removed the humidity dome and just intensified the light so that they continue to grow on. But let me show you the peppers we have growing right now. I'm going to say, why do I have peppers growing right now? It is definitely January, and peppers take a long time. Their germination sometimes takes a long time. So what we have here is the Legia. This is the Cayenne Long, and this is the Jimmy Nardello. The blue one in the back, that's actually huckleberry, and the instructions for huckleberry said grow them. Sorry y'all, they said grow them like you're growing your peppers, which means I got them started at the same time. This lemon spice jalapeno in the orange, and these right here are Craig's Grande jalapeno in the green. Pink one over there far is the, I think I'm saying this right, a Tuda bell pepper, which is a free pack of seeds that I got from Baker Creek. Followed by the second pink one in the middle is Poblanos, and then right here the very famous shishito that everybody's always talking about, that I'm definitely going to try this year. Then in the back, other slow to germinate plants. I started with the peppers. We have ground cherries back there in the corner, which are more closely related to tomatoes and tomatillos, but they're slow to germinate. So, and we really like ground cherries. Then we got the Rosita eggplant in the middle and the pink tongue eggplant. So that's all we got growing right now. Whew, sorry, my camera is doing whatever it wants. So down here, what I did this morning is I got my trays prepped. So these are the Bootstrap Farmer 4-cell trays, and they are currently sitting and getting bottom watered so they can soak up the moisture from the bottom. And if you want to know what kind of soil I use, I typically use Coast of Maine Growers Blend in the gray bag. Yesterday I picked up some Happy Frog in the brown bag, not the Ocean Forest, just the regular Happy Frog, and that's what this is. It already has a bunch of nutrients in it, only because I ran out of the growers mix, and I'm picking up some more Coast of Maine soil on Wednesday, but I needed some soil ASAP. So this is the growers mix, and then this is the Happy Frog. So what these trays are for right here is that these peppers here are going to get pricked out tomorrow, and because some of them have 2 in the cell, so I'm going to only just keep 4 of each pepper, because that's what's going to get planted outside in the spring. So I will let 4 of them continue to grow on, and I have 12 different items up here. I have besides the huckleberry, the ground cherry, the eggplant, and the 2 different eggplants, the ground cherry and the huckleberry. So that's 4 different things right there that's not peppers. So I have 8 different kind of peppers growing, which is great because they will be growing in a 10 by 2 space. And so I will grow 8 tomatoes. These are going in a 7 by 4 space. And I'm saving 4 because I have a 7 by 4 bed. So I have 8 different kind of peppers. 2 of them are going to go into grow bags. But for the most part, it's going to be 1 per square foot, even though peppers like to hold hands. And I'm really thinking I could probably get them all in the bed together. And I've already drawn up my schematic for how I'm going to plant this year, but we shall see. And I know y'all saying, oh my God, Stephanie, these in these little trays, and you're going to pot them up again. And then these things are not going to go outside to be planted until about April the 15th, after our last frost. And then, you know, I have brassicas outside in my greenhouse that are a good size. Like, they are ready to roll. They just outside getting accustomed to the weather and minding their business. And then on February 15th, I will plant those brassicas out into the garden outside. And that's the same day I will come back in and start my tomatoes and other warm weather crops. And by the time those brassicas are done, by the time it's last frost, they'll be done, because they are mostly all 50, 60, 70 days to germination. And I started them in late November. So they are actually a good size right now. I'm just kind of waiting. I still have a bunch of stuff in the garden. My garden is still very green, and it's January. So some stuff I'm going to pull out, let those things that's outside in the greenhouse grow on. Like I said, I got a big plan. I'm going to plant those things February 15th. Start my warm stuff inside the same day. By last frost, it'll be time for me to pull out those things that the brassicas and the cool weather crops. And then at that point, from February 15th to April 15th is a smooth 60 days. So it'll be time for me to go ahead and plant my warm weather crops. So I don't plan to have any times where I have unplanted bare soil, empty space. I like to keep something growing all the time. I just will amend my soil. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow I'm going to pick up some compost and some topsoil to top off some of the beds, because my Hass potatoes came yesterday, and I got the 3-pack where I've got 15 pounds of potatoes, 3 different kinds. So I'm super excited. I have those chitting out in my pantry right this minute. Got some other potatoes that I had bought from the grocery store, some russet potatoes that are colossal, and they were in the pantry, and they chitted out amazingly. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna plant some of each, but I've got my planting plan all drawn out. I'm ready to get started. I am so excited that it's almost spring, y'all. But let me show you the tomatoes I'm gonna grow for the green stalks. So ignore the guy in the corner. This is my have some house plants growing in the tent. But let's look down here. I didn't know those socks. I was in here last night talking to my plants. So we are going to, for the green stalks, we are going to plant I'm going to put 2 in each cell. So I've got 3 6-packs. So I'm going to plant 36 of the micro tom tomatoes. And they're cute. Oh my gosh. They're going to be so cute in the green stalk. Same thing for these. I'm going to do 36 of the orange hat tomatoes going in the green stalks. So the little things I'm planting for the green stalks, these mini bell peppers, the mini sweet peppers, they're going to be in a whole green stalk by themselves. So I'm going to have a green stalk of bell peppers, a green stalk of the mini sweet peppers, a green stalk of the microtoms, a green stalk of the orange hats. Now I have one that's small, but from what I understand, this is not a small plant. It's a vining plant, and it's a vigorous vine. But these are the spoon tomatoes. Oh my God, that is so cute. And they really literally get that small. And then I've got opal basil and Italian sweet basil, which is also the same as the Italian large leaf basil. They're the same, or you might see it called Genovese basil. It's the same. And I've got my Louisiana green velvet okra. I will be starting those, and I'll also start my tomatoes. But these things won't be started until February the 15th. So that'll give me a chance to plan out some of this stuff. I'm going to keep all the stuff in this flower. All these flowers, they're going to stay over there and just continue to grow on and get up part of this needed. They will stay in here until after the last frost, because none of these flowers are exactly frost tolerant. The calendula can take a light frost, but it's January, and I know if I put them outside now, they're going to get smoked. For instance, it's raining all day today, and then around 3 o'clock, we're expecting snow. So no. And then I believe on Tuesday, it's supposed to go down to 18 degrees. So no. The stuff in the greenhouse outside, though, is doing beautifully. It's I keep the greenhouse closed, and it's not heated, but the fact that it's covered up is just all it needs in there. So I'm not worried about those things. Plus, they're brassica because they are living their best life. So that's what we have for now. Oh, and one of the other master gardeners, she gave me these. Actually, my mentor, Barbara, she gave me the Dwarf Eagle Smiley tomato seeds and the green grape cherry tomato. So I'm only going to do 6 of each. I'm going to do 2 in each cell, on my 6 cell, see what comes out. And I really only want 3 of each plant. I'm going to put these in grow bags because I won't have a place for, I've already planned out and mapped out where everything's going, so I won't have a place for these, but I'm going to grow them, see how they are, what they feel like, what they taste like, and that's it. So this is what I have growing right now. Let me know in the comments what you're growing right now and what you're planning on growing. If you're excited about spring, if you're growing anything over the winter, if you did a fall garden, because really, fall garden is where it's at. If you don't want to be outside in the heat, if you don't want to be outside watering every 6 minutes of your life, fall gardening, winter gardening is really easy. It's a great way. I mean, you water. The only thing you really have to do is when you're going to have a deep freeze, you will water deeply, and deep watering actually protects your plant's roots. So that's all we do. We deep water when we know it's going to be super duper cold, and we're fine. And so are my plants. So anyway, I just wanted to catch up with y'all and discuss what we have going on in here, show you the new setup. I'm really loving it. Y'all, it's something about coming in here and seeing this. Like, it's just something. When I come in here and I see this and I'm thinking to myself, self, you did that. And I started all this stuff from seed. Everything you see in here is something I started from seed. By the way, let me just say, and I probably said this before, and I know other gardeners say it, but let me just say that going to the store, buying starts, or somebody gives you some starts or some seedlings to begin with, doesn't make you less of a gardener. You're still growing something. You're still a gardener. I know people say it's oh, she started it from seed. I'm not better than anybody else gardening. I just have an affinity towards seeds. I just am fascinated to see I can put a little seed in and what I get from it. Have you all ever seen lettuce seeds or mustard seeds? They're super duper small. Like some of these things, your perennials and your herbs that are surface sown, poppies, the seeds are super small, and look what you get from them. That sheer fascination is what drives me to start seeds. Not because I want to be better than somebody else. I am just all about starting seeds. Also, I want to see what I can do. Like, what am I capable of? And what can me and these seeds do together that's powerful, that can change things? Can we move the world? Can I move the world with seeds? Yeah. But it doesn't mean that you can't move the world with vine starts. So don't be discouraged. If you want to know more about seed starting, let me know in the comments. Hit me up and we will talk about seed starting. So hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love to hear from everybody. I love to know what everybody's growing, what they're doing. Also, we will be back in a few days to talk about the plants and the varieties that I'm going to grow for the spring and summer. So I know I showed you just a little bit, but the tomatoes and the peppers that you saw today are the ones growing in the green stalks. But we will come back and go over what's the rest of the stuff that's going to grow in my garden this spring and summer 2026. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Y'all have a great day. Be blessed, and I'll see you in a few days. Bye.